Welcome to Daily History for Sleep, where every night we slow down, settle in, and let the story do the rest. If you find yourself coming back here night after night, and I truly hope you do, a quiet like or a gentle subscribe lets me know to keep these stories coming. It means more than you know, and it costs you nothing but a moment. Now, tonight, I want you to stay with Ella all the way until the very end, because in the final chapter, the last thing she does before she leaves the workshop, there is one small, quiet thing she does every single evening without fail. Something she has never told anyone. Something simple. Something that I think will stay with you long after you've fallen asleep. But first, let's get you comfortable. Find your position, the one you always come back to, the one your body already knows. Feel the weight of your blanket. Not heavy, just present, just enough to remind you that you are here and you are safe, and there is nowhere else you need to be tonight. Let your shoulders drop. They've been carrying things all day. Tension you didn't even notice accumulating, hour by hour, conversation by conversation. Let them fall now, just a little lower. There, just like that. Unclench your jaw. You may not have realized it was clenched. Most people don't, but feel it now. The small release as your teeth part slightly, as the muscles along your jaw soften and let go. Relax your forehead, smooth it out. Let your eyes rest heavy in their sockets, not forced shut, just resting, comfortable, still. Take a slow breath and let it go. Outside, it is raining. It has been raining since morning. A quiet, steady, patient rain. The kind that doesn't demand anything. The kind that simply falls and fills the world with a soft, continuous sound that makes everything feel a little slower, a little gentler, a little more forgiving. You don't have to do anything tonight. You don't have to solve anything, or plan anything, or remember anything. All you have to do is breathe and listen. We're going to Ella's workshop now. Ella's workshop sits on the ground floor of an old stone building at the end of a quiet street. The street is called Mill Lane. There was, in fact, a mill here once, long ago, before Ella was born, before her mother was born, before most of the buildings on this street were anything more than fields and mud the idea of something. All that remains of it now is the name, and an old millstone propped against the wall of the neighbouring courtyard, covered in soft green moss, forgotten by everyone except the cats who like to sleep on it in summer. But it is not summer now. It is October, late evening, and the rain has been falling since early morning, quiet and unhurried, without wind, without drama, just rain, patient and steady, like an old friend who has arrived and has nowhere else to be. Outside, the cobblestones are dark and wet, reflecting the amber glow of the single street lamp on the corner. A few yellow leaves have plastered themselves to the windowsill, 3 or 4 of them, flat and dark with moisture. One corner of one leaf is slightly lifted, trembling almost imperceptibly each time a breath of air moves past the glass, just barely, just enough to notice if you're paying attention. Inside, it is warm. Ella lit the stove early this morning when the sky outside was still the deep blue-grey of pre-dawn, and the rain was so quiet it was almost silence. She rose, as she always does, before anyone else on the street, put the kettle on, unlocked the workshop, and before anything else, before the kettle had even begun to hiss, she opened the stove and laid the first pieces of wood inside. This is not a decision she makes. Her body makes it for her. Years of the same morning, the same sequence, the same first warmth of the day. By evening, the workshop has settled into that particular temperature, the one that exists somewhere between warm and very warm, the kind where you take off your sweater but keep it draped over the back of your chair, just in case, where your cheeks feel faintly flushed, where breathing feels slower and easier than it does outside. Ella stands at her workbench. The bench is old, solid oak, heavy enough that it has never once shifted from its place against the wall, no matter how many times she has leaned against it or set heavy things down on it. Its surface is marked with years of work, thin scratches from cutting tools, dark rings where hot pots have rested, pale patches where wax has spilled and been scraped away, and deeper stains, amber and brown and faintly golden, that no longer come out no matter what she uses. Ella stopped trying to remove them a long time ago. She thinks of them now as something like a record. Each mark is a day. Each stain is a batch of candles, a particular afternoon, a particular mood. In front of her, sits a wide copper pot filled with beeswax. The wax has already begun to melt. It starts at the edges first, where the metal is hottest, and moves inward slowly, unhurriedly, in its own time. It goes from solid and pale, almost white, to translucent at the edges, then to a deep, warm amber at the center, like honey held up to the light, like the last hour of a late summer afternoon. Ella watches it. She always watches the wax as it melts, not because she needs to monitor it. She knows this process by heart, has known it for decades. She watches because it is beautiful, because there is something quietly satisfying about watching a solid thing become liquid, about the slow, inevitable surrender of one state to another. She picks up the wooden spoon, long-handled, darkened with age along the grip, and begins to stir, slowly, in wide, gentle circles. The wax moves with her, lazy and obedient, parting around the spoon and closing behind it in a slow, golden wake. Once again, along the sides of the pot, the wax makes a faint sound, a soft, low hiss, almost inaudible beneath the rain. But if you listen for it, there it is, steady, alive. Ella stirs and looks toward the window, the street lamp, the wet cobblestones, the rain. Then she turns back to her work. From the shelf directly above the bench, the one that has leaned slightly to the left for as long as she can remember, though she has never gotten around to fixing it. She takes a small, dark glass bottle. It is cool against her fingers. The label is handwritten in faded ink. Lavender, Provence. She opens it, and for a moment she simply holds it near her face. She isn't smelling it deliberately. She is just letting it arrive. The way you open a window, not to let in the air, but simply because you want to, because something in you knows it's time. Lavender, dry and faintly dusty, with a sweetness underneath and a thin thread of bitterness beneath that. A scent that is somehow both calming and clarifying at once. A contradiction that Ella has never tried to explain, only appreciated. 3 drops over the pot. 4, 5. She watches each drop fall, small and dark, against the golden surface of the wax, spreading outward in tiny rings before dissolving completely, leaving no trace except the scent that rises slowly into the warm air of the workshop. The room changes. The wax smells softer now, sweeter. There is something in it that doesn't belong to October. Something open and sun-warmed and faintly wild, like a field in July, like a hillside somewhere far south of here. It is out of place in this rainy autumn evening, and that is precisely what makes it so welcome. As if somewhere inside this warm workshop, summer has been quietly kept. Ella stirs once more, slowly, in the same wide circles, and then sets the spoon down across the rim of the pot. She reaches for the wooden tray she prepared earlier in the afternoon. On it sit 12 small glass jars, arranged in 2 neat rows of 6, each one already fitted with a wick held in place by a thin wooden rod laid across the opening. She checks each wick as she moves the tray closer, straightening one that has shifted slightly off center. There, just like that, she lifts the copper pot with both hands, folded cloth between her palms and the hot metal, and begins to pour a thin golden stream. She pours slowly, holding the pot low over each jar to avoid splashing, watching the wax rise steadily around the wick, climbing toward the rim in a smooth, unhurried line. First jar, second, third. The wax in the first jars is already beginning to cool at the edges, a faint matte film forming along the glass, creeping inward by degrees. 4th, 5th, 6th. Outside, the rain intensifies briefly. A few minutes of something heavier, more insistent, drumming softly against the window pane. Then it eases again, returns to its usual quiet. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Ella sets the pot back on the stove and straightens slowly. She looks at the tray. 12 jars, all filled, all level, all with their wicks standing straight and centered. Then she pulls her stool close and sits down and waits. The wax cools slowly. This cannot be hurried. Ella learned that long ago and has long since stopped trying. You can only sit and watch. Watch the surface of each candle change from bright and liquid and alive, like a small golden pool, to something quieter, something settled. The matte finish spreading from the edges inward, moving at its own pace, different in each jar, never quite the same twice. Ella watches, lavender in the air, rain against the glass, the warmth of the stove at her back. She is not thinking about anything in particular. She is simply sitting, simply watching, simply breathing. Sometimes she thinks that is enough. Sometimes that is everything. In the far corner of the workshop, half hidden behind a stack of empty wooden crates, stands an old cabinet. It is not a beautiful cabinet. It was never meant to be. It is plain and dark and slightly too tall for the space it occupies, so that the top of it presses against the low ceiling and has left a faint mark in the plaster over the years. One of its doors doesn't close properly. It drifts open an inch or two if you don't press it firmly shut, and the wood along the bottom has swollen from years of damp winters and never quite returned to its original shape. But Ella loves this cabinet. She has had it since the very beginning, since the first year she rented this space, when she was younger and the workshop smelled more of dust and old stone than of wax and lavender. It came with the building, left behind by whoever was here before her. She never found out who that was. She never asked. She opens it now. The hinges give their familiar, quiet complaint, a sound she has heard so many thousands of times that she no longer hears it as a sound at all, only as a sensation, a small, familiar vibration, and reaches for the tin box on the second shelf. The lid is decorated with a painted branch bearing small red berries. The paint has faded considerably over the years. The berries are more pink than red now, the branch more grey than brown, but the image is still clear enough. Ella runs her thumb across it briefly before opening the lid. Inside, spices, small glass jars, each labelled in her own handwriting. Cinnamon, 2 varieties, one from Ceylon, one from Vietnam, each with its own character. Clove, whole and ground. Dried orange peel, cut into thin strips and left to dry on the windowsill last winter. Cardamom, nutmeg. A small envelope of something she bought at a market 2 years ago and has never quite been able to identify, but which smells extraordinary and which she uses sparingly, like a secret. She opens the cinnamon first. The smell arrives immediately, warm and woody and slightly sweet, with a dry, almost dusty quality underneath that she has always found deeply comforting. It is the smell of kitchens in winter, of something baking slowly in an oven, of the particular kind of afternoon that only exists in the colder months, when the light comes in low and golden through the windows, and there is nowhere you need to be. She doesn't use scales. She never has. The proportions live in her hands, in the angle at which she holds a jar, in the slight resistance she feels when she tips it, in something she couldn't explain to anyone else and has never tried to. Her mother worked the same way, her grandmother too, though she made different things entirely. Some knowledge doesn't live in the mind. She tips the cinnamon over the melted wax, a slow, controlled pour, watching the fine powder settle on the surface before she stirs it in. Then the clove oil, just a few drops, because clove is strong and unforgiving and will overwhelm everything else if you give it the chance. Then the orange peel, dried and crumbled between her fingers, releasing one last bright burst of citrus into the warm air before it falls into the wax. She stirs. The smell in the workshop shifts entirely. It is no longer the quiet, open scent of lavender. It is something richer now, deeper, warmer in a different way. Not the warmth of a summer field, but the warmth of a closed room in winter, of a fire that has been burning for hours, of something that has been slowly, patiently made. This is the winter patch. Ella begins it every year in October. Not because there is any particular reason to start in October. She could start in September or wait until November. But October feels right. October is when the air first carries that particular quality of cold, when the evenings come earlier and the light changes and something in the body begins to turn inward, to want warmth and enclosure and the smell of spices. She has made this batch every October for more years than she can easily count. On the bench beside her sits her tea, made an hour ago, now completely cold. Ella has a habit of forgetting to drink her tea while she works. She picks up the cup now, takes a sip, makes a small involuntary expression at the temperature, and sets it back down. She will make another cup later. She always does. She stirs the wax again, slowly, in the same wide circles she always uses, watching the spices move through the golden liquid, dispersing, dissolving, becoming part of it. The color of the wax has changed. She added a small amount of brown pigment earlier, just enough to deepen it slightly. It is the color of strong tea with a little milk, of autumn light through amber glass, of something warm and familiar and entirely without urgency. She reaches for the tray of jars. These are slightly larger than the lavender ones, wider at the mouth, with a heavier base. She lines them up along the bench, checks the wicks, adjusts two of them. Then she lifts the pot and begins to pour. The same slow, careful stream. The same low angle. The same quiet attention. First jar, second, third. The smell of cinnamon and clove rises with the steam from the warm wax. Not sharp, not overwhelming, just present, filling the workshop the way warmth fills a room. Gradually, completely, without announcement. Fourth, fifth, sixth. Outside, the rain continues its quiet work against the glass. Ella glances toward the window between jars, the street lamp, the wet leaves, the dark, patient sky. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. She sets the pot down, looks at the tray. Then she picks up her cold tea again, takes another sip, and this time doesn't make a face. She sits with the smell of cinnamon and clove and orange peel around her, and the rain outside, and the warmth of the stove, and the 12 jars of winter wax cooling slowly on the bench in front of her. October, she thinks. Every year, October. It is late. Ella turned off the overhead light some time ago. An hour, perhaps more. She doesn't always notice exactly when she does it. At some point in the evening, the overhead light begins to feel like too much, too bright, too flat, too indifferent, and she reaches up and switches it off without really deciding to. The way you might close a door that has been left open to a cold hallway. Now the workshop is lit only by candles, the ones she keeps for herself, not for sale, not for display, just for this, for working late, for the particular quality of light that no electric bulb has ever managed to replicate. Warm and uneven and alive, shifting slightly with every small movement of air, casting soft shadows that move slowly across the walls and ceiling like something breathing. She has lit perhaps a dozen of them. They sit on shelves, on the windowsill, along the edge of the workbench. Their flames are small and steady in the still air of the workshop. The shadows they cast are long and gentle. Ella works at the bench. The cedar wax is already melted. She prepared it earlier while the cinnamon batch was cooling. Cedar is quiet work. It doesn't demand much attention. A few drops of cedarwood oil into pale, unscented wax, and the scent appears on its own, restrained and resinous, like the inside of an old wooden chest, like a forest after rain, like something that has been standing for a very long time and is entirely unbothered by the fact. She cuts wicks now, small scissors, the ones with the slightly bent handle that she has been meaning to replace for years and never does. She cuts each wick to the same length, or as close to the same length as she can manage by eye, which is very close indeed. After all this practice, she holds each one up briefly against the light of the nearest candle to check it, then sets it down in a small, neat row along the edge of the bench. 1, 2, 3. The scissors make a clean, soft sound with each cut. A small, precise sound, the kind of sound that belongs to late evenings and quiet work and rooms where no one is in a hurry. 4, 5, 6. She sets the scissors down and picks up the first of the finished candles from the lavender batch, now fully cooled and set, the surface smooth and slightly concave at the center, as wax always is when it cools. She takes the soft linen cloth from the hook beside the bench and begins to polish it. Slow, circular movements. The cloth moves over the surface of the wax, gently, without pressure, just enough to bring up a faint sheen. The wax warms slightly under the friction of the cloth, becomes marginally more pliable, takes on a quiet glow that it didn't have before. She works through the lavender batch one by one, then the cinnamon, each candle held in one hand, polished with the other, turned slowly, checked in the candlelight, set aside. On the wall, the clock ticks. It is an old clock, wooden case, white face, plain black hands. It belonged to the previous tenant of this space, like the cabinet in the corner. Ella wound it when she first moved in, more out of curiosity than anything else, and it has been running ever since. She has never had it repaired. It loses perhaps 2 minutes a week, which means it is always slightly behind the actual time, which Ella has decided she doesn't mind. Tick, tick, tick. She is not thinking about anything in particular. This is the thing about late evenings in the workshop, the thing she has never quite been able to explain to anyone who hasn't experienced it. There is a particular quality of mind that arrives only after a certain hour, after a certain amount of work, after the overhead light has been turned off and the candles have been lit and the rain has settled into its quietest register. The mind empties, not in a forced way, not the effortful emptiness of someone trying to meditate, or trying not to think. Just a natural, gradual clearing, like a room after the last guests have left, when the noise fades and the air settles, and what remains is simply the room itself, quiet and its own. She polishes the last candle from the cinnamon batch and sets it with the others, picks up the cedar wax pot, begins to pour. The cedar scent rises with the steam, cool and dry and faintly sweet, entirely different from the warmth of the cinnamon, entirely different from the softness of the lavender. It is its own thing. It asks nothing of you. It simply is. First jar, second, third. The candle flames around the workshop shift slightly as she moves, a small collective tremor, as if they are aware of her, as if they are paying attention. Fourth, fifth, sixth. The clock ticks. The rain whispers. The cedar wax settles into its jars, smooth and pale and quietly fragrant. Ella works, and the evening deepens around her, slow and warm, and entirely without urgency, like wax cooling in a glass jar, like rain falling on old stone, like the last hour before sleep. Rain, steady, even, unhurried. No other sounds but the clock and the soft creak of the building settling. Ella finishes the last jar. She sets the pot down on the stove, carefully with both hands, the way she always does, and straightens up slowly. Her back is stiff from the hours of standing and leaning, a familiar stiffness that she has stopped noticing as discomfort and has come to think of simply as the feeling of a day well spent. She looks at the bench. 3 trays, 36 candles in total. Lavender, cinnamon, cedar, all cooling, all set or nearly set, all with their wicks standing straight and scented. She looks at them for a moment without moving, not checking them, not assessing them, just looking. Then she begins to put the workshop to bed. She caps the oil bottles one by one. Lavender, clove, cedarwood, pressing each stopper in firmly, wiping the necks with a clean cloth, returning them to their places on the shelf that leans slightly to the left. She straightens a bottle that has drifted toward the edge, nudges another back into its gap. She washes the copper pot in the deep stone sink at the back of the workshop. The water runs warm, then hot. She uses a soft brush, the one with the worn wooden handle and works slowly, removing the last traces of wax from the sides and bottom. The wax comes away in small pale flakes that float briefly on the surface of the water before disappearing down the drain. She dries the pot with a linen cloth and hangs it back on its hook above the sink. She sweeps the bench, a small brush moving in slow strokes from one end to the other, gathering the fine debris of the evening's work, dust, wax shavings, a few dried flakes of orange peel, the tiny offcuts from the wicks. She sweeps it all into her palm and carries it to the bin in the corner. She folds the polishing cloth and hangs it over the back of the stool. She checks the stove. The fire has burned down to embers now, deep orange and quietly glowing, needing nothing from her. She closes the small iron door and turns the damper down. Then she begins to extinguish the candles. She moves through the workshop slowly, going from shelf to shelf, from windowsill to windowsill. Each candle she pinches out between her thumb and forefinger, a gesture so practiced it takes no thought at all, just a quick, clean pressure, and the flame is gone. A thin thread of smoke rises from each wick, curling upward in the still air, carrying the last of its scent with it. Lavender, cinnamon, cedar. One by one, the workshop grows darker. The shadows that were soft and shifting become still. The walls, which had seemed warm and close in the candlelight, recede into a deeper darkness. The rain against the window, which had been a background presence all evening, becomes more audible now, more present, filling the space that the light has left. One candle remains. It sits on the windowsill, the one that faces the street. A small candle in a plain glass jar, lavender from the first batch of the evening. Ella poured it herself just a few hours ago, watched it cool, polished it with the linen cloth. She picks it up. It is still faintly warm from the work of the evening, from the heat of the workshop, from the hours it has spent in this room. She carries it to the old armchair in the corner, the one that has been here as long as the cabinet, as long as the clock, as long as anything. And she sits down, and now the thing she does every evening, the thing she has never told anyone, not because it is a secret, but simply because no one has ever asked, and it has never seemed like the kind of thing you volunteer. She holds the candle in both hands and looks at the flame. That is all. She doesn't think about the day. She doesn't make plans for tomorrow. She doesn't review what went well or what didn't. She simply sits in the old armchair in the dark workshop with the rain outside and the smell of wax and lavender and cinnamon and cedar all around her, and she looks at the small flame in her hands. She breathes. The flame breathes with her, leaning very slightly toward her on the inhale, steadying on the exhale. Or perhaps she imagines this. It doesn't matter. This is how she ends every day. Not with a list, not with a plan, not with anything that requires her mind to be active or her hands to be busy. Just this, just the flame, just the rain, just the quiet, complete feeling of a day that has been lived all the way to its end. She sits for a while. The rain continues outside, the same rain that has been falling since morning, patient and unhurried, asking nothing. Eventually, Ella sets the candle on the small table beside the chair. She puts on her coat, wraps her scarf around her neck, picks up her bag from the hook by the door. She pauses at the door and looks back at the workshop. The single candle on the table, the 3 trays of cooling candles on the bench, the shelves with their bottles and jars, the copper pot on its hook, the cabinet in the corner, the clock on the wall, ticking its quiet 2 minutes slow tick. She turns off the last light, opens the door, steps out into the rain, and the candle on the table burns on for a little while longer, small and steady and warm, in the empty workshop, in the quiet street, in the soft, unhurried dark. Rain continues, steady, even, slow. It will rain all night. Sleep well.